Welcome back, everybody, to Grand Tactician, the Civil War. I'm Grumpy Grandpa Gaming, and this is episode 8 of our Confederate Summer 61 campaign in version 1.09 using the A.O.M mod. Alrighty, no new viewer units this episode, but just as a reminder, if you're following along the series and you'd like a brigade in one of my armies, please let me know in the comments below. Type of unit, what state it's from, uniforms, weapons, and commander, and I'll oblige on all fronts if I'm able to. Moving on from there, last episode we saw a battle here outside of Chattanooga. Not really a battle per se, more just a staring contest with an artillery duel. And we pushed out the Army of Kentucky. I believe it was the Army of Kentucky. And their army headquarters fled down south in this direction, but the combat corps ran north up here to Athens. So we're going to pursue that army down. Also, we did take Fort Pickens in the last episode. And now Bragg's Corps of Florida is over here, and he's working his way down to Tampa. Once he's there, I'm going to let him rest up and get his readiness back up. And then we're going to send him down here to take on Fort Zachary Taylor. And there'll be no friendly ports for the Union down here in the Gulf at that point. And hopefully my ironclads will be ready by then, so I will be able to start attacking these blockade squadrons and kicking them out of the Gulf. As I said before, I want that to be a Confederate lake. This is where all my imports should be coming in from. I'm not so worried about the ports up here. As long as I can keep the ports down here open, everything is fine. Alrighty, I do believe that covers everything we need to cover for right now, as it is pretty quiet all along the other fronts. I do have to start moving the Army Tennessee back to Tennessee before the Union does something stupid again. Yep, that covers everything, so I'll be back once something happens. Alrighty, we are pursuing this one corps from the Army of Tennessee. They did come up here to Athens. They're now falling back towards Loudon Bridge. I'm not sure where they are going to go after that, but they are not standing and fighting. They've already withdrawn once in the face of my other corps. Oop, got another perk. Did I give that? I gave him flying column before I gave him ambulance, really? And we were flipping Chattanooga back over, so I don't know where these boys are going. They're probably coming back up this way. But even the towns right over the border in Kentucky are controlled by me. So, there's that. So, we are now free of Union armies in the Southern Territory, unless they're just straight out fleeing like this one. So, just a little update there. I will be back. Alrighty, we have now made it through to December, so time for our monthly reports and discuss a few other things. So the current rating of our nation is A-, which is, this says very good. I consider that decent. It's actually the lowest I've actually had our level so far, as I've been very good with the money spending, nothing too crazy. So I've been doing about one bond a month since the start of the game, and which I consider very good because I'm usually cutting like 2 or 3 a month. So our liabilities only equal 165 million so far, which is excellent. I'm not going to say our debt rating is very good, but I will say that our liabilities are in an excellent condition area-wise. Economy cycle is recovery. Wealth of our population is mediocre and increasing. But our tax revenues decreased by 30 million. So that 28 million plus up that we got the previous month is now null and void and down 2 million below that. Exports last month was 208 out with 347 coming in. So even though these numbers are getting larger, the gap is decreasing between the two of them and starting to come towards a medium out range. Corp production was 208 million, down another 50 million. That's been dropping every month. With the shortages, though, we got economy alerts. Our production shortages are actually chopped in half. That list was a lot longer. The ineffective companies, I don't think that's changed. I think there might be one that was taken off this list, but for the most part, our production shortages are not that bad outside of coffee and leather. We're actually not that bad. And machine parts. Machine parts is a big thing. We need factories for that. We don't have factories in the South. So I think building one factory should help offset those shortages. So we have to keep importing that stuff. But economy-wise, our economy is actually doing pretty well and getting better. Intelligence. Federals are working on government funding 1. I thought they'd done that already. I guess I was wrong. It says they haven't recruited anybody into any brigades, which I find a little odd, but we'll check on that with the strategy tab. They are constructing another 5 ships. I don't understand all the shipbuilding. They don't do anything with them. Morale of Federal Army is currently at 77%, which is a change of +7. So it's probably gone up in this week. Yeah, looking at the numbers. Yeah, they haven't actually fielded anybody else. So they're sitting at 146,000 men in the field to my 117,000. So as you can see, we've jumped up our month on month. I've been able to jump up our numbers, mostly because I'm recruiting these small brigades, and they are slowly increasing in size through the enlistment of extra volunteers into them. Casualty-wise, we're doing about 2-to-1 on the casualties. We haven't had any real big fights, so these numbers are actually fairly low even for this point of the game, because they're actually not magpieing me like, just lemming training me like they do in the other campaigns that I've fought. But neither one of us has really grabbed onto territory the other really considers important as of yet. Besides that, I have actually raised a new army. And that is the Army of Western Virginia, now under command of Jackson. And he has the Corps of the Kanawha. And I've started forming the Corps of the Monongahela, which is only 1 division so far, and it's under the command of Joe Johnston. I retained Parsons in command of the Corps of the Kanawha, even though he's not that good. He's been in command for a while now, so I'm just going to leave him there. With Jackson in charge, his stats should start rising up. But his corps is now at full strength with 4 infantry divisions and his engineers. Corps of Potomac is now under command of, not Corps of Potomac, Corps of Shenandoah is now under command of Jeb Stewart of all people, because he actually has some very excellent stats going on. If you look here, he's ignoring the fame, he's a 14-star general. This is as good as you get, basically. His administration ain't that great, but I'm hoping that climbs. But I think there is a cap on these points. I don't know if that's true or not, but I think there is one. So, but he was the best man for a corps command. I'd rather him have like a cavalry corps, but he's the best man for the job. He's a West Pointer, so he'll get it done. Besides that, I have also basically flushed out the Army of Tennessee. The Western Corps is now up to their 4 infantry division strength. Just have to recruit an engineer brigade for them. The Eastern Corps of Tennessee Army needs 1 more infantry division, 2 more cavalry brigades, and an engineer brigade to come up to full strength. And that shouldn't be too far along from now. Western Department's finally gotten its engineer brigade. Corps of Florida's off doing Corps of Florida things. The Army of Northern Virginia is at strength, minus the bodyguard cavalry for Lee's headquarters. So basically everybody's at the level I want them to outside of the Army of Western Virginia. And they're going to stay that way up until the 1863 campaign season, when I start to form the 3rd course for each of these armies and go on the broad front offensive I am planning. Outside of that, Corps of Florida is still making their way. It's taking them a long time, but he's got to use all these dirt roads to get there. Still making his way to Tampa. Probably be there by the end of the month. Like I said, I'll let him rest once he's there, and then, even though it's winter, I will send him off to go take on Fort Zachary Taylor. And that should cover everything. Minus the mounted rifles. They are still coming back up to readiness levels. It's taking them a while. But another 49 days of full readiness, so a month and a week. And even though it will be into January, I don't know if I'm going to have them campaign or not, because I want to take Fort Larned, and I don't want to wait for the Corps of Florida to do it, but I might have to. We'll see. We'll see. We'll see what happens with Bragg's command. But that should cover everything, I do believe. Oh, policies. We look at policies. Let's see. We're currently working on Diplomacy 3. That'll be done in another 26 days. And projects, what we have available. Now, last episode, I did by mistake. I said I was saving up for the logistics reform, and I did by mistake buy other things before the logistics reform. Because for some reason, I guess in my head, because I talked about it, I thought I'd purchased it already, and I forgot I hadn't. So, let's see what we got going on here. All right, I did pick up a point of administration reform to speed up policies. All right, County King, plantations, weapon production is, even though it's the same color as the military stuff, it is actually funded by industry. Now, do I want that or the infrastructure reform? Let's go weapons production. Now increase weapons production efficiency by 5.3%. And I'm going to hold off on the military subsidies until I do have that logistics reform. That was a mistake on my part last episode. I do not aim to repeat because I want that. Hopefully I'll have that by January. 9.9 in the bank. I think we're looking good right now. I'm not going to recruit any more units in December. I think I'll wait to January to begin fleshing out the rest of these armies. And just let the other units build up in strength and wait for weapons to be delivered. Because weapons is always the big one. So I'll be back when something happens. Alright, looks like the Army of Occupation is coming down for a fight. They got 15,000 men and 15 guns, and they're coming down towards the Army of Potomac. It looks like they got Department of Washington's coming with. Oh, and the Army of Shenandoah is here. I didn't even notice them. So we got to start moving the Corps of Shenandoah out in this direction. Got to make sure everybody's in range of each other. I can't have him fighting this battle by himself. Why is that order taking so long to get to him? Where are my lines of communication cut at? Let's see, it looks like we might have a fourth battle of Manassas brewing here. And that'll be a big one, it looks like. Department of Washington's 12, they're 15. Army of Shenandoah. Not too big. Okay, and Corps of Shenandoah can get over in time. But not too bad numbers-wise. They got us well outnumbered in artillery, though. So, Little Mac is coming back. So he's got 31,318 infantry, 1,020 cavalry, 36 artillery to my 21,916 infantry, 807 cavalry, and 13 guns. Alrighty. I'm going to pause this here and I'll be back after the load screen. Alright, welcome to the fourth battle of Manassas. Said we had third Manassas brew, but this is actually fourth Manassas. Now, we defended Newmarket. And I'm only going to have the one corps for this fight, but thankfully it's at 4 divisions. So I'm able to cover all crossing points for the most part. So they are coming in from up here and through Centerville. So I gotta defend back here a little ways. I'm actually not up to. the bridges. But I'm going to set my army up to move forward and cover division here, cover these 2 crossing points. Division here, cover these 2 crossing points. Division here. And I'll probably place the cavalry division out here. They won't be expected to stand and fight. They're basically there just to watch those crossing points. So I'll be able to shift all these other divisions down to effectively block them. So I'm going to get this all set up and I will be back. Alright, just to give you a show on dispositions here. I'm sending Ewell's 1st Division to cover Poplar Ford. Magruder's 2nd Division is going to cover Farm Ford and Stonebridge. Sending DHL's 3rd Division to Lewis Ford and Balls Ford. I got Hood's 4th Division covering Island Ford. I'm sending Green's Cavalry. He took over for Stewart as Division Commander. 1 brigade each to Mitchell's, Blackburn's, and McLean's Fords to overwatch these fords. So, I mean, actually, I don't have to keep anybody at McLean's Ford because they're not coming in from over there. But I'll have them sit there anyway, just in case. You never know what the hell they're going to get up to. I've also placed 2 batteries up here with Ewell, 2 with Magruder, and 1 each with Hill and Hood. So that should cover all of my ground. Unless they do something weird and decide to march all the way around this way and come at me from Sudley Spring location. Which I hope they do not do, because I'll be totally out of position at that point. I could still defend it, because I could just fall back along the roads here and fight it out in the general direction that First Manassas did happen. So, I'm going to get these guys set up, and I will be back once we have contact with the enemy. Alrighty, looks like I'm going to have to start pulling my cavalry in, because they seized this point here, which I didn't notice, and I was having a hard time getting a sounding on these guys, but it looks like they're coming in at my cavalry division. So I need to start getting these boys out of there. And I forgot it's winter, so all my defensive plans are basically null and void, as all the rivers are frozen, so they can cross wherever the hell they damn well please. So as soon as this cavalry brigade falls back, I'm going to start pulling my cavalry back towards Army headquarters. So I haven't gotten a sight or sound on them anywhere else, but you do have troops marching down this way. It did say Buell just arrived on the field. It says he's arriving here. Okay, so he's arriving here at McLean's Ford, apparently. Because that wasn't held by them originally. So I don't know how they got a hold of that. Oh, where are they going? Where are they going? They might be marching down here towards Island Ford, but who knows? They'll come at Balls Ford and straight at the Stone Bridge. I'll come back when I have a better idea of what they are doing. Alright, so Buell's boys are arriving from this point here. They got a cavalry brigade already showing up. What I'm thinking about doing is I'm going to hit this brigade with my whole cavalry division and then fall my cavalry back. I'm just waiting for them to form up here. Staff Rider's still on his way. And Beauregard is feuding. Nice. Always a good thing. He actually does have one more fame star than Lee does. That's because it took a while to get Lee on the field. I don't see anybody else behind him. So with the A.O.M. mod, these units arrive more really in line with the way they would traditionally. So obviously the cavalry would arrive first. Where's that staff rider? There he is. I swear you got to take the longest way possible to get here. Everybody, let's just go get them. Styrian, Hanover. Let's go get these boys. Take them all down. Hopefully they're armed with Sharps carbines. I could use some more of those. I lost sight of those infantry brigades. Yep, you can hear them right there, though. Oh, and there's Buell himself. Let's see if we can take him down. Why the hell did they dismount? They didn't give them those orders. Guess they just automatically dismounted. Come on. You're in bugle range. You're getting bugle orders. Not waiting for goddamn. Get in there. Just charge them down. There they go. I didn't tell them to charge. What the hell? I think it might be the feud that we have going on. Alright, guys, come back here. Yeah, get away from that infantry. They will rip you apart. There's a full-size brigade coming down. There are more troops over here. Awesome. All right. So I was changing my plans here. I don't think I need them up here anymore. Yeah, I'm going to start shifting this division down. Looks like they're going over here. Put this brigade into the wood line. Shift that brigade there. And put them in the woods overlooking the bridge. These guys fire at will orders. Bring this artillery over before I forget about them. I think I've just been talking for a long time and my microphone was muted. Awesome. So, please ignore the silence there. That's my dumbass fault. So, like I was saying, their morale's already low. The victory's in our favor for the most part, because their morale's at 37. So, I'm moving these two. I'm moving 1st and 2nd Division across here, and we're going to start attacking into their flank. Just moving this brigade into the wood line there for a little extra protection. And it looks like Buell's force is just going to ignore my cavalry, which is fine. I'm happy with that. Sent Ruggles up here to support, but his morale's already pretty low because he's well outside of command race of his division commander. Actually, we're going to start moving the whole division up this way. You guys need to halt. So do you guys. Are they just trying to march past me? Really? I think the AI is trying to consolidate for attack, but it doesn't know where to consolidate. And you sweep out here, start taking down these guns. Same with you. I don't think the AI even knows what to do at this point. Because they do have the 2 core, the AI is going to try and consolidate them before an attack. But it doesn't look like they're doing that effectively. Alright, Tigers, go get that other brigade. You jump and halt. Not a very exciting battle, to be honest with you. It's they're I don't even know why they're attacking. Their morale is so low. Alright, he's back at long range now. That brigade's seen off. Alright, push up on that one. This is just not an exciting battle. Stay on this brigade, get rid of them. Ruggles probably get another level of fame as he's already a national hero. He's done the most fighting so far. Why are you gentlemen not firing? Just giving them a halt order. On, stay on them. That's why they're kind of moving in a weird way. You know, I was expecting this nice, big, fun fight, and we got this. Let's actually just speed this along now. Otherwise, we're just drawing this out. That battery. There they go. Let's grab this one last battery. Free artillery is free artillery. And hopefully they're decent guns. Ugh. That was really kind of a waste of time right there. It really was. I don't know what the AI was thinking. So, our casualties total 261 infantrymen out of my 20,745. 96 cavalrymen out of my 800. None of my guns for a total of 357 of my 21,720. McClellan lost 800 of his 2,000 infantry, 35 of his 450 cavalry, 15 of his 25 guns for a total of 1,000 of his 21,000 man force. So, I'll be back after the loading screen. Alright, so I really do not know what the AI was thinking with that attack. Morale of the army was at 37 from the start of the fight. So this was a fight that should have never really happened. But the enemy has reportedly suffered total casualties of 1,020 men. Thereof 115 killed and 220 captured. The morale is believed to be stable. It is anything but stable, not what it is at 37. Our casualties totaled 357 men with 48 killed and 55 missing. Most of my casualties were in the cavalry, especially in that initial volleys. We've captured 494 rifles and 8 guns from the battlefield. We sent 217 soldiers down to Andersonville. I wonder how many guys are in there now. $6,100 men are now in Andersonville. We can hold up to 7,250 in there. Army of Kentucky's still hanging around here for some reason. Not worried about them at all. So let's roll this off and see what happens there. And they didn't retreat very far at all. It's Army of Kentucky withdrawing. What a waste of time that was. Oh, I think I might actually cut that. Alright, so I'm going to pause this here. I'm contemplating cutting that battle from the video. We'll see. I'm going to let this roll forward a few more days before I end the episode, so I'll be back. Alright. We've actually made it to December 23rd. AI sat quiet almost for the whole month, and it looks like Little Mac is coming back again for another swipe at Lee. This time around, he's got 66,000 men. Now, if I could rely on their morale still being in the 30s, I think I would stay and fight this. But I can't. I've got 20,600 infantry, 1,300 cavalry, and 14 guns in Lee's army. Facing off against 66,476 infantry, 1,190 cavalry, and 47 guns, who are arriving all throughout the day. It's 12 o'clock now, so 3 of those corps would be on the field on the first day, with the third corps arriving the next day. Corps of Shenandoah is too far out to support me. They weren't within Lee's command radius. I thought they were, but they're sitting just outside of it. His radius basically like ends here, and they were right above it. I was trying to get them down in time, but I couldn't. So I actually have to withdraw from this fight because I cannot rely on their army being in worse condition than it was before. So let's get this withdrawal going. I'm going to order Jackson down to Jackson Stewart now to Culpeper Courthouse. And I'm going to withdraw the Corps to Potomac also. Unless this army's coming down by itself and doesn't draw anybody else into it, then I'll fight it out. Because these two don't look like they're moving. Nope. Alright, still the same number, so withdraw it. But if these armies don't move and he keeps coming deeper, I'll be able to take this army down. I need to get a third corps into Eastern Virginia, probably sooner than I thought I would. But I still need to plus up the Western Department by 1 corps, and I still need another division for the Eastern Corps of the Army of Tennessee. Plus, I got to finish building the Corps de Monongahela for Jackson's army. Alright, let's fall you back in Culpeper. You can fall back there. Now, is he still retreating? Yeah, I can't control him yet. Oh, and they're coming in deeper. And they are unsupported. So all they gotta do is come a little bit further and I can smash them. Union's just popped funding 1. It doesn't look like they want to come any further. So we'll have Jackson fall, come back to here. Where's the lady going? Done retreating? No. Maybe now he is, alright. And we have just popped on Diplomacy 3. Alright, I think I'm safe to leave Winchester unmasked for now. While I consolidate these 2 corps right here. I'm not going to go on the offense, because even with the 2 corps combined, I am still outnumbered. It's like, I don't want to move my armies around during the winter because of the attrition that we do take. So if he does come at me again with those 3 corps and I'm on the defensive, I will take that fight with these 2 corps. I'll be half their strength, maybe a little more, but it will be a doable fight. Oh, he finished his objective there. Let's move you on here. Where's Bragg? Going about the wrong way. Oh, Bragg's in Tampa. Alright, he's almost up to full. Take 5 more days for him to get all the way up. As soon as he's ready to go, because he's only carrying 270 disabled soldiers, as soon as he's ready to go, I am sending him down here to Fort Zachary Taylor. And I do not believe the Western Mounted Corps is going to be ready to go until January, if I remember. The green now, but just inside of green, so they're going to be another 21 days for full readiness. So let's push this forward a little bit more and see if they decide to make a move at us. Is he pulling off? Oh, bastard's heading for Winchester. That I cannot allow. That I cannot allow at all. Why can't I control his army? Why is he coming up this way? Get moving. Cannot allow that. And he is now in the red because of all the winter movement. There are only 12,000 men, and they should now be out of support range of these other armies. And it's because he's red, it started as a siege. As soon as Corps of Potomac comes up, we're going to a fight. He's not involved? Really? Get involved. I need you in this fight. There we go. Let's pause this. I mean, it's in our favor, but, yeah, I only have 37,500 with both corps combined, but, let's go kick him out. Alright, so the AI retreated off the field as soon as we got on. So, load in, load out battle, waste of time completely. Captured 32 of his men. Yay. So, there is that. Oh, and I didn't realize that we have moved into January. So, let's roll this forward, get his army off the map there. Send the Corps of Potomac back over to Manassas Junction. And we'll have the Corps of Shenandoah sit there for now. With Lee in between, just so that we know they will be connected. Because the rest of these arms are sitting in winter quarters. So this general was doing whatever the AI was doing. This general was just doing his own thing, basically. So what we will do now is give orders to the Corps of Florida. And I don't have any ships available, so I hope there's no fleet sitting here. No, I can't land there. All right. So we're going to land right on to the port, and hopefully that will keep us supplied. Fort Zachary Taylor is a 3-star fort. I'm hoping that the port can keep us supplied. But I don't think so. It may take more than one attempt to take down this fort. But once we hold that fort and that port, there's no other ports in here for the Union Navy to use. Any ships that have to leave for repairs have to go back all the way up here. And they'd be gone months at a time because of that. So we'd slowly be able to rip down the fleets that they do have here in the Gulf. Without that port to repair ships, they're going to be gone for a long time, every time one of those ships has to leave. So I believe we will pause the episode here. It's a good break point, and we'll open up the next episode with the January monthlies. So if you're a new viewer, return viewer, and you've not yet subscribed, please think about hitting that subscribe button. If you do, remember to hit that bell icon so you alert when the next videos come out. If you like a unit in one of my armies, please let me know in the comments below. Type of unit, state it's from, uniforms, weapons, officers, and I'll oblige you on all counts if possible. And I will see you all at the next episode on Monday.